This is Studio 23. Mo Habib's the owner. We have Michael Boxall from Minnesota United. This guy's a sneakerhead. Tell me about what you got on today.
So this is a recent collab between Nike and Sacai, and what they've done is 2 pairs of their original running shoes, overlaid them on top of each other to come up with something that I think looks pretty cool.
And highly sought after too.
Yeah, not easy to get, but.
Yeah. I just got bitten by the shoe bug. Okay. So one thing I start to look at is, how does the style reflect your personality? Like, what is it that you look for?
I think for me, growing up was kind of the first shoes I got into. When I first started getting interested in shoes was when Nelly came out with Air Force Ones. So I think everyone back in New Zealand just started rocking them around then, and then the Nike Dunks as well around that time were very popular. But then I had to save up my money to buy my first pair of Air Forces, and I know since then I've kind of been all about the Nike shoes that came out like around the 80s. So it's the Air Jordan ones, Air Force Ones, and for me the Air Max ones as well are 3 of my favorites that I've got the most of in my closet.
Now, I know part of it is like, you build a relationship with the brand, they send you things, but do you have like a type that you look for, or what is it that catches your eye?
I don't know, for me the classics you can't beat, and I mean they've been around 30 years now and Nike's still re-releasing them, so you can't go wrong with those. And obviously they're coming out with new technology, which is crazy these days, what they're able to do with shoes, and obviously the collabs are so sought after. So you try to get some of those, but those hurt the wallet. So yeah, it's easy to stay with the classics.
Yeah, and I know you see a lot of folks coming in who really want to find something that pops, that stands out. I mean, that's got to be huge.
Right. When we are gifted with exclusive pairs from Nike, Jordan, Puma, whatever brand it is, then the anticipation is out of this world. We'll have lines out the door sometimes the night before as people come to look for that exclusive pair that oftentimes they can only find here. And I noticed you mentioned the classic. So here's the one that started it all. What do you think of that?
That is like the cracking stuff, and the yellowing just makes it. I mean, I kind of want to steal this. Like, these go for like thousands. Like, yeah, probably like 5 G's you could probably sell these for. This is crazy.
So this is actually an original pair from 1985.
Older than me.
It's held up very well. Yeah, this should be in a glass case.
Yeah, it is in the in the
Took
other
it out
room.
just for you.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I'm taking a look at your whole style right now. I mean, this is obviously casual, Michael, when you're not, on the pitch, not training, just chilling out. Tell me about what, I guess, your overall style kind of feels like.
For me, I don't think I've changed a whole lot since I was probably 13, 14. That's when I kind of started taking a look at like music videos, and then looked at like what NBA players were wearing, because I was big into basketball in my teenage years, and yeah, a lot of like streetwear. So I've always been about like a pair of basketball shorts and hoodies since I was young. Obviously, it's getting a little bit cold here now, so shorts are a bit out of the option. But yeah, I've kind of stayed with the same kind of silhouette: hoodies, pants, and a nice pair of Nike sneakers.
It is a comfortable feel, it's a comfortable look, and style kind of lends itself to personality. I mean, you obviously, I think you're more of a chill, laid-back kind of guy.
Very much so, yeah.
So I'm sure this fits you pretty well.
Yeah, I think comfort and pragmatism is key for me, and obviously I'm lucky enough to have a job where I don't have to go into an office and put on a suit and tie. So yeah, just whatever's comfortable for me, and lucky enough to virtually wear the same thing for the last 20 years or so.
Yeah, well, sometimes suit and ties work, sometimes. Yeah, but we do like to get out, get comfortable a little bit, as well.
Sure.
I'm fortunate enough. They see me run around in the office in these shoes, and they're like, "Oh, okay, you're trying to style on us a little bit."
You'll be setting a trend, and give another month or so, you'll see your peers will be rocking some sneakers as well.
They just might be. Yeah, we had like a little photo shoot. They had me compared with another coworker wearing like Birkenstocks and socks. To be fair, it was cold in the office.
Okay.
But,
One thing that always interests me from my time overseas and living internationally is sneaker culture in general and how it changes around the world. So in your perspective from New Zealand, how has it changed from when you were a child to what it is now?
I don't know, it's kind of, obviously we're heavily influenced by, I feel like, sports in the US as well as music videos, so mostly like hip hop. So you'll see a lot of that, and then transform and influence New Zealand brands that are coming out. And I mean, it's been a while since I lived there, so I can't speak on the transformation. Yeah, but I still see a lot of friends, a lot of rugby players from New Zealand on Instagram and whatnot that you still see them influenced by what they see LeBron James wearing in the tunnel on the way to the game, or some of the NFL players on their way to games. So it's still influenced by the US a lot.
Music videos.
Yeah.
You mentioned Nelly's Air Force Ones. Any other music videos that really stand out to you?
Not really, no. Nah, nothing.
I mean, that one's iconic, which is absolutely fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back, but it's probably just a lot of other Nelly songs that I mean, back in the early 2000s,
he ran the game.
He just produced a lot of hits back then.
Yeah,
I mean, anything 2000s hip hop is, obviously we've got a guy, Lawrence on the team who's like our pre-game DJ, and he bangs a lot of late 90s, early 2000s bangers, which get us going up for games.
90s and early 2000s are probably a good era.
Right. And then in sport, that's what it is this day and age. NFL game, NBA game, baseball, it's all about what are they wearing, what shoes they have on, and how do they, match that up with either luxury brands or, local apparel. So that's great.
And it's crazy in like the recent years, obviously with social media, it's like so accessible to see what LeBron James is wearing, what James Harden wearing, Russell Westbrook, what they're wearing in the tunnel literally 2 minutes after they've walked through the tunnel.
Yeah, it's blown up exponentially. And that's a gift and a curse, right? Because back in the day, the few in the know would be able to get that pair, let's say, that you have on your feet.
Yeah.
And these days, with the advent of social media and it's blown up everywhere, it just makes it that much more difficult to get. So when you walked in today, I'm like, what size do you wear?
Hopefully a bit too big for you,
So color schemes, you're tending to black and white today, kind of monochrome a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't like to buy a lot of clothes, so I try and get things that can match with most of what I got. So it's mostly a lot of black, gray, white, but then every now and then get like a nice color piece, hoodies, pants, something that can still fit within the palette of what I've already got. Because if I spend too much, my wife would kill me. She'll make me spend just as much on her, which, I mean,
usually costs a little bit more, right?
So
yeah, because I'm the same way. I tend to keep it on a pretty neutral color scheme.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Pumas next door, the LQDs,
Yeah.
and I was like, nope, gotta have them.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what I'd wear those with, but I'm like, I would want them on my feet.
Exactly.
Anything.
Yeah.
That would be your pop of color,
Do you have like a style philosophy then?
I think I'd like to pair a hoodie with like slimmer pants, which comes from like the tracksuit pants that kind of popularized by soccer, which were like slimmer and like tapered. And you see, when you go back to what NBA and NFL players wore 10, 15 years ago, and everything was like big, baggy. And then I kind of feel like soccer players like started the trend when things were a bit more form-fitting. And I think it's cool to see possibly them influence other players in other sports. It's kind of cool to see.
Well, a lot to do with body shape. I mean, a lot of soccer players tend to be a little bit more of a slimmer profile anyway.
Yeah.
Like you've got the guys in the NBA with like bigger shoulders, and NFL guys just big in general.
Right.
So it makes more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And now worldwide fashion, everything is in the fashion industry is cyclical, right? And what we see now in the U.S. the past 5 years is what we saw in Europe 10 years ago with the slimmer fitting pants, tapered bottoms, really smart fitting tops, where in the US 10 years ago it was like, what are you wearing? That's a medium, for example. And now that's the rage, that's what everyone's wearing. And those of us who had the baggier stuff are like trying to figure out what to do with those.
When's it coming back in style? Just kind of hide it.
Upcycle them.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Who would you say is the most stylish guy in your locker room? You could say it's yourself if you want to.
No, I don't think it's myself. I think there's a few. But I think the one for me that stands out the most probably Remain. Today, I think his sneaker game's good. He's got a good rotation of Air Force Ones. but don't tell his Puma sponsors that. And yeah, he's got a silhouette that works with him, and like the slim pants, and then he layers well. Now that it's gotten a bit colder, he's got good layers.
It's the best season for fashion right now.
That's why I like Minnesota, man. Like when it gets to this time of year, you're able to like, really break out the good stuff and kind of show yourself off a little
like
bit.
Summer's nice and all, but then just got a big portion of your closet that's just sit there like
waiting
I can't
for
wait to wear you. Yeah.
September, October. Earlier, especially as an athlete, you mentioned you were talking about how technology in footwear has changed, and you mentioned the new LeBron, which we actually have now. So why don't you speak about a little bit about the technology that you see there and how, as an athlete, how that's important to you?
These are crazy. I think now that they've introduced Flyknit into just about every line of shoes, obviously I wear shoes that have Flyknit in them too.
Right.
And they like fit perfectly around my foot. They obviously the most comfortable things I've ever worn. And obviously what LeBron does with these and what he did last year with his 16s.
16, right.
They're just so customizable. He literally had a different pair every night that were
color design,
paid homage to like his original LeBron ones, like old Air Max, the Atmos Safaris and all that. It's nuts what they can do. Yeah, it's crazy.
It becomes lighter, stronger, more durable. Yeah.
That's one of two pairs you brought in here.
Yeah, so this is the latest LeBron, the LeBron 17 that just released last week.
Crazy how light these are as well.
And today, I haven't even seen these yet, so I'm gonna let you do the honors. This is the brand new Jordan 34, so this year's model. And again, very technologically advanced. They tout it as one of the lightest performance shoes ever. So I just wanted to see your first reactions on the shoe.
I don't really go Jordans past like 11s, but these are, ooh.
So obviously this is now the shoe that Zion Williamson is now, he's a Jordan brand athlete, so this is basically his signature shoe for this year as well.
These are super clean. Yeah.
Extremely light.
He's got hops.
And something that you've never seen before.
No, this is, actually, I didn't see the 33s, but it's like, definitely got like a Jordan vibe to them, but it's like, and you feel like with all the other Nike brand athletes, they're all kind of similar. We've got the Paul Georges or the Kyries, they kind of got similar silhouettes, but this is something different.
Yeah, what I love about
cage there.
The Jordan brand is they continuously, every year in the new signature line, they really push the limits of technology, performance, and what their signature athletes want in a shoe. And so for this one, what Zion would say, he wants something really stripped down, lightweight, functional, that he can also wear outside when he's dressed fresh like you.
And hopefully it doesn't blow out on me.
Exactly. Gonna say, it's got the cage in there, so hopefully it doesn't blow through that.
My goodness. So I love that. It's a good look, it's a good shoe, it's a good fit, feel.
Could you see yourself in that?
I could totally see myself in that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I could see that. So when you come across a kid who's just starting to get their, starting to find their way, their fashion, their look, how would you advise them to go about it?
That's a good question. I think, obviously for me, when you're picking out an outfit, you start at the shoes. You always start at the shoes. So find a solid, whether it's an old school Jordan or whether it's some new technology that you like, start with that. And then for me, I've always kind of tried to wear something that fits my body type. So so start with your shoes and then from there build up with what kind of silhouette you wanna see. And obviously I've taken notes from what LeBron wears, what Westbrook wears, what some other artists wears, and still it's always a work in progress. And and the only problem is you never want to stop. You just want to keep making touches and keep working on it.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about it. It's like, your wallet says please stop, but you're like, but hear me out on this.
I need them.
Oh man, that's excellent. And of course, you guys got the playoffs coming up. You guys are starting on Sunday at home, the LA Galaxy. it's been a minute, but you guys have seen him before. And of course, now that we're talking shoes, I'm sure folks might be like, all right, what's Boxy wearing?
Right, they're gonna be tuned in. Right?
Unfortunately, game days is the match day suit. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Obviously the club have a deal where we have to wear the club suit, and but I know in previous seasons we've got players who, I think Kevin Molino's one who's got a nice loud style to what he wears, and I mean every game day I just get excited to see what he would come in the door with. So yeah, unfortunately no sneakers with suits for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one thing. It's a classy look. It's all you guys together, really showing unity, which is like, that is one thing that I think really makes a huge difference. So
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would complain about that too much.
Nah.
But they'll probably look at you before they'd be like, all right, watch your Instagram stories. Like, what is he wearing? What is that? What's that shoe in the background?
Now you're putting pressure on me that I'm gonna have to, every time I put a picture on Instagram, I'm gonna have to do my best.
Yeah, frame it up right.
Great to have you here, and I'd like to touch on the community aspect, because I know, even folks who come in here are mostly into basketball, but you can tell this year the energy for the team has been amazing.
That's cool.
Where people who were never really fans of football or soccer are now fully supportive, and they're at the games, and you see on the TV, the stadium is full, and the energy is palpable, and it's amazing to see. And
That's
finally, cool. Like, Minnesota's deserved a professional, football team for a long time. So
That's cool to hear, because obviously in our little bubble with our families or at the training ground, you don't kind of necessarily see the impact that we may be having. So to hear that's really cool.
No, it's amazing. And you see in Minnesota, it's growing. You see, in high schools now, or soccer is just as big, if not bigger than traditional NFL, American football, I should say. So yeah, it's amazing, especially from my perspective, coming internationally, where football is king.
So
it's great to see. Your favorite shoe of all time would be? If you could only pick one. I like to ask this question. If you could only pick one, and that's the only shoe you can wear from now on.
That's
very tough, right?
It's gonna have to be, I think the MX one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice classic vintage look.
So you kind of dress it up, dress it down, casual, and
very ubiquitous shoe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Comfy as hell.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. We'll get you one.
Oh. Hey, that'd be great. Michael Boxall, Minnesota United. We have Mo Habib. This is owner of Studio 23. That's where we are right now. And I'm Norman Seawright. This is WCCO.